we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway.
And this is not going to wind up anywhere near the landing zone, so this will be blown dead, and they'll move it up to the 40.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
2 yards still to go. Third down now.
Barkley, inside handoff. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's fourth down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the second time. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense him saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
Another carry tonight for the workhorse Elliott.
And he'll take this to the 32, a gain of about 3.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. On third down, Elliott. And he won't get to the marker. He's a yard short. A pickup of 3. It leaves him with 4th and 1.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
Yeah!
4th down, Prescott.
They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted.
Darius Slay with a pick. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
You got to know as a quarterback it's going to be tough to outthink this guy in the defensive backfield. He's been at it 11 years now, so he knows all the ins and outs of the position, and he's in the right spot there to come up with the interception.
The Eagles offense and running back Saquon Barkley ready to get going again. And he's had his fair share of troubles in this one, unfortunately. This defensive front has wreaked havoc throughout the contest, and he hasn't been able to create enough space to make something positive happen to this point.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. They're going to look to throw.
Out route, and it's complete to Brown.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
This short throw caught by Goddard. And this won't be enough. Stopped a yard short after a gain of 3. 4th down. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, That's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Yeah, here we go.
Looking to throw. Prescott. And he fires one incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
One heck of a third down conversion. 33 yards. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Again to Elliott.
85 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. From the 32-yard line now, here's a 2nd and 4.
A 20th carry here for Elliott. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now Elliott. And a nice pick up there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line.
Hat tip to that offensive line. They're clearing some holes, even down here deep in the red zone. And that's a nice pickup on the ground on 1st and goal.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Cowboys are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. Nice execution there. Good job by the O-line getting him in for the 2nd time.
And you always have to start with credit there when you're having a big game. I mean, you don't get there by yourself. That's rare. But how about the ability to see the proper holes, pick the proper place to go, and find his way into the end zone?
Now the extra point up and good by Aubrey.
And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And this will wind up way short of the landing zone, so that's going to move the ball all the way up to the 40-yard line. Eagles set and ready for their next offensive drive. Still enjoying the lead here in the 3rd quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Hurts to Barkley on the check down. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And now it's 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st.
On 3rd down, Barkley. And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Arlington. As we are set to bring you the home stretch here, the fourth quarter. The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. Oh, it's a wobbler here. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, then their defense forces that last punt. And now a chance to tie the game on this possession. 127 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. Again, it's Elliott. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
This is Elliott. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Yeah, here we go.
Now Elliott. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
And he'll get 3 down at the 34-yard line.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Touchdown! Jalen Tolbert, 34 yards.
And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying this game here in the fourth. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A fourth-quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this fourth quarter.
This one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away. And this is not going to wind up anywhere near the landing zone, so this will be blown dead. And they'll move it up to the 40.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back.
And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
2nd and 10.
They'll look to throw. This short throw caught by Goddard. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
That is caught. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
Hurts connecting there with Brown for the Eagles first.
A give to Barkley out of the gun. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes.
And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Trayvon Diggs.
And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the fourth quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Mears used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
Yeah! Here we go!
A first down carry by Elliott.
And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. 162 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues.
They go to Elliott again.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
And he's going to get this one down to the 30.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Knocked that down for a win in the defense's column.
Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset.
An important one here, no doubt. 3rd and 4.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
Touchdown, Cowboys.
Jalen Tolbert.
2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Cowboys have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the 4th.
Hey, that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock, and I'm thinking there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced the 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But, boy, that's a big score right there to give them the advantage.
They'll let Elliott try and run it in. And he'll be stopped shy of the goal line here. So the lead will remain at 6 points.
Well, partner, since this new 2-point rule came into play, offenses spend a lot more time working on it. That means the defenses are doing the exact same thing.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And this will wind up way short of the landing zone, so that's going to move the ball all the way up to the 40-yard line. Hurts and the Eagles now
down by 6, just under 2 minutes to go. They've surrendered a double-digit lead, but can rescue themselves late as they come up on 1st down. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Well, he was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
And that's complete to Brown.
Taking it right down Broadway.
Still on his feet.
Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown with his 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Eagles strike quickly here to tie up the ball game.
Now they can boot it through on the always important extra point, and then their defense has to hold up their end of the bargain.
And there's something that you've pointed out in numerous games that we've worked. Okay, the excitement's going on. Everyone's celebrating over there. Who's calling up the defense to make sure they're focused because they still have some work to do?
A very important extra point there, up and good. And that is going to put them on top by a point, and it sets us up for quite a finish. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Now it's the Cowboys' turn, trailing by a point, a little over a minute and a half remaining. And they need at least 30 yards, you'd have to think, here to move the football to have a shot.
That's into the hands of Tolbert. Now he's into the clear again.
Touchdown!
Jalen Tolbert
finishing strong with 3 fourth-quarter touchdowns.
And the Cowboys answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth-quarter lead.
So minutes after giving up the lead in the 4th quarter, they say not so fast. Big play, and they grab that lead right back.
Talk about a seesaw game. Up, down, up, down. Did you have a seesaw? Did you play that when you were a kid?
Oh, yeah. Out on the playground, absolutely.
You had to make sure that you matched weight, though, on the other side, though, right? Otherwise, you could be up in the air a long time.
By the way, we're not done in this one. I think we're set up for an exciting finish. Rolling to his right. And he will get into the end zone for the 2 points, and that helps. That gives him a 7-point lead. And with a successful 2-point try, the QB rolling out, I would imagine on the defense that makes it tough. When he goes out, he's got the option to run or pass.
Yeah, it really does. If you decide not to bring extra people or extra pressure, maybe you have to have a spy on the quarterback, someone to account for him, because oftentimes that is the unaccounted for player.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And this is not going to wind up anywhere near the landing zone, so this will be blown dead. And they'll move it up to the 40.
And out now come the Eagles. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. They'll look to throw. He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Back to throw. And this is caught. It's Brown. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown, 36 yards.
And the Eagles are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes.
Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the post, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
From his end zone comes Rico Dowdle. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field.
Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Dallas. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Hurts.
Airing it out deep for Smith. Oh, wide open, complete. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the 4th. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the 4th quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. Elliott good with a PAT, and they will take a 7-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. Dallas offense set for this next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that.
And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
Aubrey now for the PAT.
And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time.
This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as it kicks away here.
And with time of factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25.
Eagles offense and A.J. Brown headed back out there.
This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now,
and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. Here comes second down.
And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field.
They'll come up now. This is second and long.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dial.
So it's the Eagles who will get the first chance to go down and find a winner as they'll get it here, and we are back underway. And no return here to begin the overtime session. That'll be a touchback.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here first and 10.
Right at the 30.
They'll drop it off with Saquon Barkley.
And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. Short gain there to start overtime.
Almost a tester play, wasn't it? Wanted to see if the guys on defense were going to fit the gaps the correct way, because we're in overtime. So it's not just physical tiredness out there, right? Mentally, are you still doing what you're supposed to do? And they were up to the task on that play.
Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
What a big-time interception that is here on the first drive of overtime. And now, Charles, they're already knocking on the door with a short field. Remember, all they need is 3 points to win this game.
And that thinking just can't limit them on offense. The playbook should still be wide open. Get a first down, maybe 2. Do it safely. Nice throws that your quarterback can make. Nice runs that your running backs like. But make sure you get yourself into position and let your kicker have at it.
And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Inside give to Elliott. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
That's good for a Cowboys.
Yeah, here we go.
Up the middle, here's Elliott. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Jordan Davis, just a monster on that play, stopping it from going anywhere.
Here we go.
And what can Prescott do in the OT? This is caught. It's Cooks. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
They'll run with Elliott. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and a game winner in OT.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Cowboys as we sign off and say so long from Arlington.